Hi everyone and welcome to the Sports Recruiting USA Men's Soccer Player ID Camp presentation. This presentation is usually one that one of our staff, usually myself, will be doing at the Player ID Camps, but this video is for people who obviously want to watch it again, need to show the parents, or just couldn't make it to a Player ID Camp. So just want to say welcome wherever you are in the world watching this right now. It's a pleasure and a privilege that you are interested in us. It's well worth watching because we're running through the whole process, everything that we can provide, all the information you basically need to decide if this is for you. So first of all, we'll go through who we are, then we'll learn about what we do, then finances involved, and the opportunities this route brings. So first of all, what is a player ID camp? So a player ID camp, which this presentation is usually shown at, is it's basically our way of looking at new trialists and keeping an eye on our own signed clients from around the area that we're holding the player ID camp. So a lot of people apply online and they get an invitation to a player ID camp, which is our way of looking at the players. It's like an open trial, essentially. During the day, it's nothing too strenuous. It's all about just us assessing players' abilities, attitudes, and desire to do this over the few hours that we have them. One misconception is people think I'll come to a trial with a company that helps people go to America, but I'll get accepted. Not with us. That's not how we work. We'll turn away most people because at the end of the day, we need the right sort of players who will represent our company, which I'll touch on further in the presentation. During the event, we'd love for people to enjoy it, to make new friends, and overall, they're going to get something out of it. Why are you at a player ID camp? Well, obviously you're watching this virtually online, but if you're at one or we're at one or going to be at one, it's because you want to play at an American university. So with our links, we have American universities, obviously thousands in America, but we have American universities outside America now. So you come into the player ID camp because that's what you want to do. You want to go play in America, and you need an agency to help guide you and get you offers, and that's what we are. So the main service that we have always provided is called SRUSA Elite, and what this does is it's an individual athlete marketing service, and this is where we work with top level players and promote them individually to US colleges. So I'll touch on this, but basically with this, you'll get the individual promotion, which is the main part of it because like anything in the world, it's all about who you know. So the connections that we've built up and the way we are able to market players, we can get you and your profile on the desks, in the emails, on the phones of pretty much all colleges in America and other opportunities as well. Where it's really difficult to do yourself. That's why we're experts at this job, and that's why people go to experts to request the help. So with that, you'll get your individual promotion, you'll get a GPS vest and unit, which I'll mention why we do that, a highlight video, which is really important, and then you'll get guidance through the process. You'll be invited to all our events, and there's much, much more to it. Another thing as well, which we've just launched, we've done a partnership with Chivas Florida and Time Out Soccer. So essentially Chivas Florida, if you've never heard of Chivas, it's a Mexican club who then had a club in the MLS. So the Chivas Florida Academy was their extension of that. It's an under-23 academy. And the team itself, we have our own tournament in Florida every year, sometimes twice a year, and they've won it every time in our under-19 bracket. So we've partnered with them because we find a lot of people would like to go to America just to test the waters, experience it out there. So Chivas Florida is now one of our residential academies, and obviously it's in a great part of the world as well, in Florida, Bradenton, Florida. So what will happen is you will go into the academy for a 3-month duration, 90 days. You will train full-time like a professional. You'll be living with the team, and you'll play professional teams, semi-professional teams, and colleges. and it's all about getting you the development and the opportunities to be seen out there. So that's a 30-day academy, which we have in Bradenton, Florida. So who are we? So that's probably a really important question you need to know. We were founded in 2010 by former US college soccer players. So everyone in the company has been in your shoes before, myself included, and we know what it's like to be out there. That's one of the main ethics and emphasis of the whole company, is to basically know what you're going through. It's very difficult to work with a company and working with a person who's never been in your shoes before. That's my opinion anyway. So we've been doing it since 2010, which is obviously 7 years ago. So we've got a lot of experience. All staff have played, and a lot of us have coached as well. So I mentioned that before, and we've helped hundreds of players, soccer players. We've helped golfers, swimmers, and other sports from across the world to be placed at US colleges. So where we're based, we have an office in Bradford in England, excuse me, which is at Bradford City's ground, because we've tied in with them. We have an office in Dubai in the Middle East, and we have an office in Fort Myers in Florida. So typically the places in the world where scouting at are America, Canada, the UK, Europe. A lot of players come from Europe into the UK trials. We have trials in Norway, in the UAE, in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and in Australia. So they're the main places we cover, but we do cover pretty much all the world when we're scouting for players. One other thing that we do, and this is nothing to do with the individual athlete client service, which I mentioned before, but it's just to let you know, we have our own tournament in Florida. It happens every December. We sometimes have 2 a year, but mainly in December. And we have 50 teams from around the world come in. We invite colleges into it, college coaches into it, and it's a great weekend. It's in Naples, Florida, which is a fantastic holiday destination. And it's a brilliant weekend. And it's become, and our tournament has become one of the main college showcase tournaments in the whole of America, and if not the world, really. So going back to our core product and what we do, really, we look at players, and then we using our connections, knowledge and technology. We connect players with US colleges. So however we do that, we're essentially the middlemen between the colleges and the player, and that's why people join our services, because we have that knowledge and connections and the technology and everything else. We're experts at it. So from player, middleman to the colleges. So how do we get players seen? Obviously, connections and stuff like that is really important, but technology has become one of our main things that we use now to get players seen. We try to be the leading company with that. So obviously, what do professionals do for recruitment and stuff like that? They look at analysis. So one of the main things now that we use is a GPS vest and unit that we give to every single client who's part of our elite service or premier service. And what happens is because we don't see the players all the time, we can log in at any moment and see how they're doing the training wise and playing wise. And this gives us information like how far they're running a game, how fast they're running, and there's trends and stuff like that we can spot with injuries. And it's a great way of building up a profile, not only of like saying to a coach, oh, we've got a fantastic player, but we can say like, well, here's how far he runs, here's how fast he runs, here's how hard he hits. All these other bits of information are really important with recruiting now. So that's one of our main tools that we use. So we have our own analysis company called SR Analysis, and what they do is any events that we have, we film them and we analyze them. So what we'll do there is we'll look at the passing percentages, obviously depending on positions, passing percentages like shots, heading, tackles, won, all that information there that professionals use. We can bring that together with the GPS data and we can create a great profile of a player. So yeah, technology is the main part of our recruitment now, obviously, alongside our connections and expertise. Video is really important because obviously our clients are based all around the world. Even if you're in the States or even next door to a college, video is really important because for us, we don't just put like the best bits of players together of a video, highlight video. We show everything, so what you can improve on and stuff like that. So yeah, video is really important. And we've tied in with Huddle, which is a really really good tool that American colleges use to recruit. And we're one of the only few college recruitment services that have done that. So in the UK, they came to us and asked us to time with them, and the service is fantastic that we're using. So yeah, highlight videos are very important. Not as important as people think. We don't need video to promote people. People will trust our word, but video does help. So events, we have our showcase for clients only in December in the UK every year. We hold it at Harrogate Town's ground, which you can see on the screen right now. And it's a fantastic day where coaches fly over from America to watch the players, because it's one of the only times of the year they can actually come to England. So we bring players together, play them in front of the coaches, and a lot of people get offers. And not only that, it's a great day as well. So yeah, that's the showcase, just a promotional video there. So when we're looking at players, what are we looking for? Obviously, talented footballers, soccer players, whatever you want to call it. That's obviously the main thing. But we need people who want a desire to gain a degree. So if you want to go down the college route, not talking about the residential academy, but all the other stuff, the main part of the service, with helping you get into colleges, you need a desire to gain a degree. So it's really important in the world now of jobs. You need a degree to get you just an interview for a lot of the times. So yeah, that's the main thing. We want players who want to better themselves. We want players who are athletic, healthy individuals. We want good people who represent our company well, because if players go to America and don't represent us, it'll come back on us, because they'll be like, well, you sent this player over who did this, this and this. We weren't happy with that. So we need to make sure we have good people. So going back to the desire to gain a degree, people who want to be a student athlete, that's what we want. Because if you're not going to America for the degree side of things, just to play football, you're not gonna last, basically, because you need to want to do a degree. Why play at a US college? Well, first of all, there's high standard of playing and coaching. People think that America is not the greatest at football. You'd be very, very surprised how it's changed. And obviously the facility, which I'll show you a video later on. The coaching and the playing is higher than you think. And a lot of people now are, especially when they get released from professional clubs, they'll go to America now, because not only they're playing at a high level, they're getting a degree as well, which is really good. So the facilities which I've touched on, study for a degree, experience a new country, that's a massive part of it. People want to try new things, and it opens up their eyes a little bit. It's a good life experience. And from the football side of things, it opens up more doors in the professional game. So I'll explain about what happens with that. But professional leagues in America, they essentially use the college system as an academy system. So they're looking at players in these colleges. It's like being a professional. The standard of coaching, playing, the facilities, just everything about it is run completely different to an English university, for example. or other universities around the world. It's a completely different culture. And another thing that is relatively important why people choose to go to America, you get scholarships to play for the school. So I'll explain what a scholarship is in a minute, but scholarships help pay towards your time out there.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bell, the Wendell and Vicky Bell Soccer Complex. I'm Callum Irving from UK Men's Soccer.
And I'm Zoe Swift from UK Women's Soccer. We're really excited about our facility, and we're going to take you on a tour inside.
So come along with us. Welcome to the Men's Soccer Lounge. As you can see, we got everything you could ever want here. 3 TVs, plenty of comfy couches, chairs. It's a great place to relax before and after training, in between classes.
On the other side of the stadium, there's the Women's Lounge, and it also comes with a Wii and an Xbox One just in case we all want to hang out, and it's a great place for us to watch film before and after games so we can prepare for our opponents and know what to do to stop them so we can come out with a win.
All right, now we're in the locker room. This is kind of my home away from home. A lot of team bonding goes on in here. Here's my locker here. Obviously some great graphics done by the graphics team here at UK. As you can see, we each have our own individual locker. Here we go. When we open it up, we got outlets so we can charge our phones, USB ports, space so we can keep valuables, things like that. Basically just a ton of space, a ton of room, and something nice that you can really call your own. So this is a great change room, and really enjoy having our own space, and it's a big upgrade from the last facility for sure.
Here we are in the press box where all the staff in the SEC network sit and watch our games and shoot up here. There's
multiple TV booths, so the coverage really of our games is it's fantastic, and it's great to see such widespread support, and really gives us motivation to work hard. Now we're in the boot room. The field is right there, and so when we walk out from a game or from a training session, we can come right through the door, go over to the sink, clean off our boots, stick them in there, and then we don't need to worry about them smelling up our change room like they used to.
This is much more convenient, much nicer for us. We don't have to go outside, with sandals on and then go change and then go up to the field.
Mitch Barnhart is really big on the 15 by 15 by 15, which is 15 championships by 2015, and to be top 15 in the Directors' Cup. So they put a lot of motivation around for every team so that we can get pumped up for games.
This is the first and last thing we look at, and this one is what motivates us on the field, basically to get that 15 by 15 by 15.
Now we're in the treatment room. As you can see, there's anything you need to get fit. As we talked about, soccer is a fitness-based sport. So this is a great place to come. It's a world-class facility, and we have great athletic trainers that are here before and after training, days off, it doesn't matter. They'll always help you with your needs. There's ice everywhere, a bike to do physio on, lots of tape, everything you could ever want here to get fit.
So here we just walked into our room where we have the hot tub and the cold tub. When we want to loosen up our muscles after practice and just sometimes even relax, we come in the hot tub. And after a long day's work, it's not the most fun, but it's going to recover us the best, and that's what we have to do to be successful. This whole facility wouldn't be possible without Wendell and Vicky Bell and all the generosity they've had toward this program. We really appreciate everything they've done for us, and this is a bell to symbolize everything done for us, and it's great to ring it after victory for them.
So that was a great video about the University of Kentucky and what they have to offer. So moving on, why study at a US college? You get to experience a new country, which I said before is a great life experience, and it's something I encourage everyone to do. Meet new friends, worldwide recognized degree, gain scholarships to help with financial costs. It's home to some of the best ranked institutes in the world, so 7 out of the top 10 universities in the world are in the USA. And by going to a different country, which I mentioned before about experiencing a new country, you get to learn stuff which if you do move back to your own country, you bring something back. If you want to stay in America, there's job opportunities. You're allowed to work for a year with your visa after you've graduated. So yeah, a lot of people do stay, a lot of people come back. So what is a scholarship? So I keep mentioning the word scholarship and people aren't quite sure what it means, so I'll kind of break it down. A scholarship is money off your university course fees, accommodation and other costs in exchange for playing for the university's soccer team. So it's essentially like a professional contract, but you don't get the money in your bank. It's things are paid for with that. So that's what basically is. It's a scholarship is it's credit money, not real money, but it pays for things towards the cost of you attending that university. The scholarships vary depending on your academics, playing ability, other factors. I mean, such as does the coach even need somebody in your position, things like that. So academics, playing ability are really important. Scholarships aren't handed out willy-nilly. So to give you an idea, for example, an NCAA Division I university, if you're on a full scholarship there, it's going to cost that coach over $200,000 over the 4 years. So it's a big gamble for whatever level of scholarship you get, because you have to, if you have to perform for the college and in the classroom as well. So it's not, we're not talking pennies, we're talking a lot of money. So it's a big gamble for coaches to bring people in, and that's why they do a lot of groundwork in doing that, and then they trust agencies like ourselves to kind of do a lot of that stuff for them. So why use us, Sports Recruiting USA? We are the leading and most respected US college soccer agency in the world. So we're experts in the recruitment and the placement. We know everything there is to know. We've got 99% of the colleges in our network. Unfortunately, we haven't got 100 because a few colleges just don't want any help from agencies. They'd rather do all the scouting themselves. But we do find that that majority of colleges, 99% of colleges do use agencies. And where a lot of colleges just use us because of the level of players we've got and the way we do things. They don't want to work with anyone else because that's just how they operate. We're one of the most affordable. You'll find a lot of companies, for whatever services they charge a lot of money. We've tried to keep it affordable and make sure we do things properly, and that's why we get a lot of respect, because we do that. And we're always forward thinking. We always try to stay ahead of the curve. So that's why we use a lot of technology, which I mentioned before, with the GPS and analysis company and stuff like that. So no other companies do that. So that makes us unique. And also, we find it really important that not only we provide the service, we actually give opportunities before, during, and after university as well. So we try to create them pathways where suitable for the players.
The opportunity to study and play sport in the United States is incredible.
It's just all about soccer, you know.
I'm in the top 50 of the nation for goals.
The level is very, very good.
It's just way more professional than I actually thought it was ever going to be.
From day one, you got 25 friends.
It's like your brothers, really. I wanted to do something a bit different, and there's definitely no regrets.
Number 9, left wing, right wing, striker, freshman.
Greg Hart was the Irish Under-19 Player of the Year last year, playing for Cork.
I don't have one position. I'm versatile, Columba.
Spent about 2 years recruiting Greg. Big, strong, centre forward, very direct.
I was kind of expecting to come over and train every day and maybe see like 20 minutes here and there.
When he gets on the ball, he's got a knife for goal. He's already amassed 8 goals this year as a freshman, which is very, very good.
I'm in the top 50 of the nation for goals, and being a freshman, scoring that many goals, it's crazy.
His all-round game has improved by coming to the United States and playing.
Andrew Kelly, number 5, centre-back, senior.
Andrew Kelly's a captain, good in the air, reads the game pretty well.
I come from Darlington in the northeast of England. I played England schoolboys back in 2010, but I wanted American experience to further my soccer. I ended up coming out here, loved it ever since.
Rory Nibbs, number 6, forward, sophomore.
Rory played against us last year when I was at Bakersfield. I thought he had the potential to be a very good forward.
I thought I'd come in and be technically one of the best, and it wasn't that at all. I think my athleticism helped me big time. Season went successfully. I kept scoring goals. Still, technically, I need to get better, and I didn't think I'd be like that out here at all.
We can only offer 9.9 scholarships, so we've 27 players on our roster, and we have to divide 9.9 scholarships out amongst those players.
The full scholarship covers food, accommodation, your fees, books, everything's like necessary if you have to actually survive in college.
You don't come out of university with a big student debt like you do at home, which is a real big plus about coming to America.
I wouldn't be able to come here otherwise. Like, it's really expensive.
In England, I didn't want to do the same old go to university and play kind of semi-pro football or something like that. I wanted to, you know, do something a bit different, and there's definitely no regrets.
Back home, you're in a routine. You get up, you go out, play soccer. And when I came here, all that changed.
I have my own locker here, and you have your own trainer.
If you get hurt, what would take you 6 weeks back home could take you like 4 or 5 days here.
It's just way more professional than I actually thought it was ever going to be.
During season, it's just all about soccer, you know, training every night, might go and do a few weights or something, and then class in the afternoon. Social time, during season, it's just about going to the movies, hanging out with friends, playing a bit of FIFA with the lads, you know, maybe a few parties here and there. Don't tell coach that one. Spring, it's kind of just about training and getting prepared for the new season. So it's all about hard work, but there's a very good fun side to the social.
My mum tries to come out as much as possible. She's jealous, and you know, she loves the sunshine out here.
My friends, I think it's amazing. Everything I'm telling them, what I'm doing every day, they're just wowed by it.
All my family want me to do what I want to do. Like, as long as I'm happy, they're happy. That's what's nice, is actually having the support back home.
For all these guys that have come over from foreign soils, is they're changing not only as a soccer player, they're getting an education, but they're changing as a person as well, which is an incredible experience.
The American college system for sports is an environment that doesn't exist anywhere else. The level is very, very good, and the facilities, the professionalism involved would put some professional organisations back in England to shame.
So I hope you enjoyed that video. It just shows you a typical university out there, some lads from the UK and Ireland, and what they get up to. So then, moving on to finances. This is a really important part for people because it makes or breaks people being able to do this route. So for our SRUSA Elite service, that's the one where it's individual clients where we market them. To give you an idea of what, like looking at the data, what are they paying? What's their typical offer they'll get? And we can only go on the first year because once they're out there, scholarships increase and the people are out there and they prove themselves. But we're going to go on the data beforehand. So for a first year in the USA, our clients typically get the tuition paid for, which can be worth anything between $10,000 and $50,000. But you kind of got to pay for your own housing and food. That's a typical offer. Obviously, people get full scholarships, which means everything's paid for. Some get less than that. Some people just, it's a variety of offers, so you'll see. To join our SRUSA Elite service, it's in pounds, 1399, and that can be paid in instalments. It's just a one-time cost, and we have to charge a service fee to do the work because we don't get money from the universities or anything else. For what we do, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. So we help people guided from the start to the finish. We obviously get the GPS Vesting unit, which are worth over £500. Highlight video, which is worth £300. You get the SAT study guides, individual promotion by the world's leading agency. That's what you get. And that world's leading agency is us, just so you know. So yeah, that's the service fee. Compare that to other companies. For example, First Point USA, they charge, this is the last time we saw the prices, just short of $2,500. In the Middle East, they charge up to $5,000. Pass for Soccer charge just short of £1,500. But we charge 1399, but you get obviously the GPS vest and everything like that as well. So another company does that you're just paying for the service. With us, you get that and the GPS vests and stuff, all the other study guides. So to kind of look at it and explain it more in detail, you're looking at that service fee as an investment. You're going to make it back, because if you look at the type of offers people get, so say for example a student athlete from us gets a scholarship offer where he's got to pay for just his housing and food, but he's getting his tuition paid for, which could be worth 30,000 a year. It's already paid for itself straight away. Even 10,000 a year already paid for itself straight away. To kind of compare UK universities and US universities, the debt you have, it's a massive difference basically. So 3 years university in the UK, average debt £45,000. Average debt after the US university is £10,000 over the 4 years. But that could be less, it could be more, but it's usually less because people increase the scholarships because they do well out there. So the 1399 service fee could save you anywhere between 30,000 and 200,000, depending on what scholarship you get. So going pro after college, this is a massive part of what people want to do. They want to play professionally. So here's a bit of information about it and how we can help as well. So we have our own management company called SR Sports Management, where we can, if players are good enough, we'll help people get trials, but we would never do it for players we don't think have progressed over the 4 years. MLS clubs use college systems like an academy system, so all the different leagues and stuff like that. MLS clubs are watching them all the time, and MLS is the top league in America. So basically, it gives you 4 years of added development. So whereas in Europe, for example, if 18 years old and not professional, it's going to be really difficult. But in America, you get 18 and 22 because you're in the college system, and it does help sometimes. Players typically turn pro at 21, 22 in America. Some turn pro younger, some older, but that's the typical age. And because of that, it gives you more time for development, where you're more physically and mentally mature. And you can go pro in the MLS, NASL, and USL, which are the different leagues. MLS is the top league. And personally, with our company, we have links with professional clubs all over the world. Like we're based at Bradford City, which is a League One club in England. But with our partnership with GIS, Global Image Sports, which you see the logo at the bottom, they have links with a lot, and also our sports management company as well. So if you're good enough, you'll be seen.
With the first pick of the first round of the 2006 MLS Super Draft, the Chicago Fire select midfielder Jack Harrison. We have a trade to announce. New York City FC have traded the number 4th overall first round Super Draft pick and allocation money to the Chicago Fire. Regarding the player that was named later, who was involved in the trade between Chicago and NYC FC. That player is the number 1 pick in this year's draft, Jack Harrison. Jack, welcome to New York City.
You know, I'm really excited, obviously playing with Manhattan Soccer Club there. That was a great experience, and just looking forward to working with Patrick Vieira and, you know, there's some great players there as well. It was just a massive whirlwind, really. Wasn't sure quite what to expect, but you know, I'm happy to end up at New York City.
Jack is an exciting 1v1 player, takes people on, he could score goals, create chances, he works hard for the team. The great thing about him is that he wants to get better. He knows he has a lot to learn, and with being around guys like David and Frank and Andrea is going to be great for him. So we're extremely excited about adding his qualities into the team.
You know, I'm just so excited to be a part of the club, and obviously the fans are amazing. Been to a couple of games, and you know, they've just been outstanding, and just to play in front of the fans is just an amazing experience that I'm looking forward to.
So that video was Jack Harrison, who was a player from England. He got drafted after one semester at a US college. He was #1 pick, as you saw in the draft. And now he's playing it for New York City in his second season and doing very, very well. So just some of the players that have come through as well. You've got Danny Deacon, who's from Sheffield United, got released. So he went to America, played his college in a few different colleges, but University of South Carolina, and he's now playing for Orlando City, the same team as Kaká. Got Connor Branson. He used to play for Barnsley, went to America, didn't get drafted, but went to play in the USL, which is the league below. Played for Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and he is now a college coach in America. So I just want to run through some of the partnerships that we've got here at Sports Recruiting USA. So I mentioned Huddle, the #1 online sport video sharing company in the world. So I just want to give some shout outs to them. And they give the ability for our players to be seen through their portal. Got GIS, which I mentioned just previously, the leading sports management company based in the USA. And they chose us out of all agencies in the world to help all their clubs that they're associated with. And this also gives us the roots for pro clubs for post USA. Playtech, they're our current GPS partners. They give us all the information technology and units that we get from them to be able to give to our clients. Nike, they're our uniform, apparel, clothing partners. SR Analysis is our own analysis company, and they give the ability for us to look at all our players and games and trials and player ID camps and tournaments and look at the data of the players. So what would happen after the event? We would look at all the players on the day and we'd say, right, okay, cool, we like him. He's a yes. We're going to invite him to our elite service. If it's nearly a yes, usually it'll be the Premier service, or I might say, look, we'd like you to come again. Or we would never say no to anyone. Some people just get nervous, freeze, or just don't play well. So we get them to retrial. So all the contact we do is through email, and people will be we will let them know through email. So just a couple of things to remember. To join our service, only go down this route if you want a degree. Apart from the residential academy, you might want to just test the waters with that. Only go down this route if you want a degree. If you want to go in 2018 or 19, you need to move fast. Coaches are looking already for 2018, so that's really important. And obviously during the presentation, usually we'd have some time here to answer any questions. If you've got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can email me personally on chris@sportsrecruitingusa.com, or you can email any of the team on recruitment@sportsrecruitingusa.com. So thank you very much for watching this presentation. I hope it was really informative. And if you've been to the trial, we hope the news was good. If it wasn't, we'll hopefully see you again. Thanks for your time.